Hello and welcome to episode 26 of the Victorian Studio podcast. My name is Maureen and I'm coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada on Sunday, November the 29th, 2015. Welcome to all new and returning viewers. I hope you enjoy your stay with me today. Well, this week has been pretty busy. Besides work and organizing my basement in preparation of getting some space ready for future yarn dyeing endeavors. We also helped our daughter move to a new home this weekend, and in between all of that I actually got some knitting done. So I'm looking forward to sharing what I'm working on and what I completed this week. While I was organizing in the basement, my parents, when they moved out of their home into a senior home, gave me all kinds of boxes of goodies, and I've been going through those slowly. And my mom's a big crafter. She did all kinds of crafts, quilting, beautiful quilts. She made us knitting, of course, crocheting, all kinds of things. And so as I'm going through all of her old supplies and books and magazines, I came across a few I thought I would share with you today that I thought were really kind of sweet. One of the old books that I found was this Finishing Illustrated. Maybe I can benefit from this book. It goes through helpful hints for knitting and crocheting. So I thought this was cool. This is copyright 1980, so it's not really that old. I was married in 1980, but I thought it was very interesting. So I think it's something that I could definitely go through in more detail, and maybe I'll pick up a few hints. I'm sure I will. So I thought that was kind of neat. I also found some old patterns that she had, and I don't recall her ever knitting any of these for us, but maybe she did for her grandkids. I don't recall any slippers, but I thought that was kind of neat as well. Cozy critters to knit. So all kinds of animal slippers. And let's see here. Oh, here's an older pattern by Leisure Arts. How about that? The hats and scarves to knit and crochet. Thought that was really neat. I don't know about the date on this one. Oh, 1974. So yeah, it has all kinds of information in here as well. I just love looking at these older patterns and books. They're really neat to go through. I thought this one was really neat too. This, besides the kind of scary clown on the front, I thought this book was kind of neat. The Knitting Collection, a metric conversion table for knitting, ounces to grams. So yeah, this is a chart that has knitting equivalencies. Obviously before the internet, when you could just look things up. And what I thought was really interesting about this book, on the back it has knitting needle suggested equivalent chart, and it has both for knitting needles and crochet. But what I found interesting was it has 3 different sizes. I don't know if you can see that very well, but the top row is Canadian and UK sizes, and then the middle row is metric sizes, and then the bottom is US sizes. So I didn't know there was also Canadian and UK sizes. Just since I've been knitting, I've been used to either the metric or US sizes, but I guess in the past they also had Canadian UK, because they are quite different. For example, say a US size, let's see, it's going down rather than up. A US size 2 needle is a Canadian and UK size 12. And metric 2 3/4, it says. So yeah, the equivalencies are quite different. If that's not very clear, I'll put a photo at the end of this episode to show you that in more detail. I just thought that was very interesting. I'd never heard of Canadian sizes before. So yeah, you find all kinds of treasures when you clean up downstairs. The other thing I wanted to share with you this week also was something that I got from work. One of the doctors at work, he is an elderly fellow, and he brought in a magazine to show us. I guess he had a bunch. I mean, it makes me a mind of all the old jokes, you know, all the old magazines in doctors' offices. Well, this one would take the cake because as of last month, it was 70 years old. This is from October 1945, and it's not in great condition. It's called Modern Screen Magazine, and it's been written on, but I think his secretary used to have these and gave them to him. But what I thought was interesting, this is, I don't know if Modern Screen still is in publication or not, but when I first looked at it, it's all about, you know, movie stars and movies and Broadway and that kind of thing. But I recognized a few people in here. I wanted to share with you for the teenagers in this magazine. And this article showing this dress, and that's Elizabeth Taylor for the teenagers when she was a teenager. So I thought that was pretty cool. But why I wanted to show it to you was there's all kinds of ads and everything, of course, in this magazine, and it's obviously was directed at women at that time. And there's a couple of ads that have to do with either wool or knitting. So the first one I wanted to show you was, it says, use wool foam, perfect wool wash. Leaves sweaters, blankets, woolens soft, fluffy, and really clean. All department, drug, grocery stores, and wherever magazines are sold, 25 cents. Also economy size, 50 cents. Made for wool by a wool firm. So, I love that old ad from October 1945. And this was still while the war was on, because there's a couple of ads in here that talk about rationing of soaps and how they're hopefully soon, it says, that you'll be able to get your favorite soap. But for now, it's being reserved for the soldiers in the field. And the last one that I wanted to share with you was a mail order cardigan. Now this is called Classic Cardigans from Maytime Modes, and it's 100% virgin wool boxy cardigan sweaters, fine quality. Now there's two cardigans that they're selling by mail, and the first one is $4.99, and the best quality, that was their fine quality cardigan for $4.99. Their best quality cardigan was $5.99. And it came in colors red, brown, light blue, yellow, bright green, or pink. So I wonder what the difference, a whole dollar, was between fine quality and best quality. But I love these old ads. Thought they were just great. So I'll have to get this magazine back to the doctor at work, but he says he has more, so if I come across some more, I'll be sure to share them with you. But I thought those are pretty neat. So let's see. I also wanted to thank everybody for all their messages and posts this week. As our group is growing, I see more and more conversations going on, and there's been more subscribers to the YouTube channel. So thank you everyone for doing that. It really is truly appreciated. And speaking of the Ravelry group, our knit-along, toy knit-along is still going strong. It started on October the 1st and is running through to the end of December. I can't believe in a couple of days it's already going to be December. This last week we had another few entries into the finished objects thread, so I thought I would share those with you right now. The first entry that we had since I last highlighted the entries is by Wilma, and she has Always Happy Feet on Ravelry. Love that name. She did a pattern by Jean Greenhow, and it's called Refugee Doll. And I know there's some kind of knit-along or group that is making dolls for the Syrian children in Canada. And she made this, she knitted this refugee doll. So well done, Wilma. It looks very cute. And the next thing I wanted to share with you was by Rose, or Rose Bob on Ravelry. She knit herself a sheep. What I love about this is the pattern that she used is actually for a sheep cup cozy, and she converted it into a toy. And the pattern is by Denise DeLillies, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. So check out Rose's project page if you're interested in either a very cute sheep cozy or a very cute sheep. Thank you, Rose. It's really adorable. And the next one I wanted to share was by Brigida. She's made a couple of small toys. The first one, she crocheted a snowman. Now I think you knit the red scarf on him, did you not? It's really very cute. This pattern, the snowman pattern, is from Yarnspirations. And she also knit a bluebird of happiness. Hers is white though. A white bird of happiness. She knit this one, and that pattern is by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. So thank you very much, Brigida. That's really very cute. The last one I wanted to share with you today is from Brittany, or B-Wing, well known. Talk about her almost every week. She's at it again with a Franciscan gypsy design, and that's by Talia. Talia and Marlisha, the daughter and mom of the Pen Hook and Needles podcast, who are the hosts of the Toy Along, and I am a co-host of. Talia is also a very successful designer, and she made this pattern called Cyrano the Bookworm. I think they even had a set that they had a bag and all kinds of things. I think yarn, a bag, and her pattern in this bookworm design. So it's very cute. So Brittany crocheted this using some Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn, and it so reminded me of the West Yorkshire Spinners pattern on this toy that she made. I thought that's what she had used at first, so seeing in the red, gray, and black, I thought that's what she had used, but no, the Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn looks great in your Cyrano. So thank you very much, Brittany. So this week, since I showed the prizes last week, this week I just wanted to thank all the sponsors for the Toy Cal in our group. Of course, Deb at Fondant Fiber, who is providing the fiber and knitter's soap. And also, let's see, Pat at On the Dock Knits, who is providing the project bag and stitch markers. And Stitchcraft Marketing, Stephanie over there sent some nice Knitter's Pride notions for us to give away. And of course, Ancient Arts, Carolyn over there, who has dyed up wonderful yarn and given us 2 skeins as prizes that will be drawn for after the December 31st end date for the Cal. So you've still got plenty of time. If you're interested in entering, please do enter your stuff in both the finished objects thread to be eligible for a prize, and even in the chatter thread, so we can all comment on it. So thank you everyone for your entries this week. Oh, also I'll be drawing on December the 1st, just a couple of days from now, as of midnight on the 30th of November. I will look and see who's all entered in that finished objects thread, and I will make a drawing for a US $10 or less giftable pattern on Ravelry that I will use random.org to choose a winner for that prize for the month of November. I will also do another drawing, the 3rd, at the end of December. So I'll announce the winner on next week's episode. So good luck, everyone. Okay, so let's see. Pardon me. Speaking of ancient arts, I wanted to share with you one of my finished projects. I have 2 this week. Speaking of the ancient arts and the Toy Along, I finished my Dakota the cat. So, of course, it's in my Fondant Fiber cat bag. And if you've been watching the last few weeks, you know I only had a few things left to do on Dakota. And this is my own pattern using the Ancient Arts Le Chat Noir yarn. I'll just show that to you first here. And they were wonderful to suggest this yarn for my black cat. It has so many nice tones of dark grays in it. It really made knitting up the toy lots of fun, and it's so soft. This yarn is just wonderful. So I used this and, let's see, a US size 3 needle to knit Dakota up. And as I mentioned, it's just basically my own pattern. I thought I would do a laying down cat this time. I'm going to try to do all 3 of my cats in different poses. So Dakota often does lay down with her paws crossed in front of her, so I definitely wanted to do that for her pose. So what I did was I ran some wire around both of her arms so that I could pose those. I also ran the wire through her body and her tail so that I could pose that as well. And I ended up using those larger arms that I didn't use before when I redid them as her back legs. So I just sewed those in place. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how Dakota turned out. I glued down the fishing line so that her whiskers stayed in place now that I was finished up with it. So I think after I do all 3 cats, I'll look and see if I'm going to actually write up the patterns. I took all my notes as I was making her, so we'll see how they all turn out, and maybe I'll in the new year have time to actually write up a pattern. So my first toy of the 3 is done, and now the next one that I'm going to do is Sheba. And she is my gray tabby. So Ancient Art suggested this gray tuxedo yarn to do her in, and again, it's so soft. It's superwash, 100% superwash merino DK weight. So I'll probably use the size 3s again, but this is perfect for Sheba because she isn't gray and white. She's gray and cream, and that yarn is just perfect for it. So I'm looking forward to starting toy number 2. And I have to remember I'm going to enter my Dakota in Penhook and Needles podcasts toy along entry thread, and also add me, my dog, and some yarn for Kim's podcast group. I'm going to enter her in that one as well, and over at the Yarnaceuticals podcast. So now that I'm done, I'm going to definitely have to get over there and enter her into all of those finished objects threads in those podcast groups. So as I said, that was my first finished project that I got done this week. The second was kind of a time-sensitive one, so that's one that I really worked on a lot and wanted to make sure that I got done this week. And that was my Be a Santa to a Senior project, and it's living in my Silver Shed USA bag that Anne Brody over at Silver Shed custom made with my own cranberry polar bear fabric that I drew myself. So if you weren't here last week, she made me 2 bags of my custom fabric that I got made over at Spoonflower. So this Be a Santa to a Senior is a project that I'm doing with some people at work. A couple of the secretaries over there grabbed a few of these ornaments off the Christmas trees, and they chose one for me. I had asked if they saw one for a gift to a senior that could be possibly knit. Could they try to pick that one up for me? So they did. They chose the senior Mike, who has asked for a men's hat, scarf, and gloves, so size large. So what I did was I knit the hat and scarf, and hubby is purchasing the gloves that will go along with these. So I'm pleased to say that I'm done. I finished the hat. I think I had the hat finished last time I showed you. It was very easy knit, and I used the pattern called Man Hat, and that's a free pattern on Ravelry by Haven Leavitt, and it was really easy but a lot of fun to make. I mean, it went so quickly when you're using this bulky yarn, and I was using the Woolies Thick and Quick in charcoal and marble, and the hat only used about 100 grams of that yarn. And then I got started on the scarf, think I showed it to you. It was started last week. And what I did was I used the same pattern as the hat had, and I also did the stripes to match the hat as well. So I started it double the width, and then when I was done I just folded it over and then just sewed up the edges, so it's actually a double width, so it's really, really thick and squishy, so that should keep Mike nice and warm during our very cold winters here in Winnipeg. So I'm thrilled that I'm done that set, and yeah, I just have a couple of days. We'll go out, get those gloves to go with the set, and wrap it all up for Mike and get it returned back to the place where the secretary pulled the ornament off the Christmas tree. And the scarf is ended up being 72 inches long after blocking, so I think that will be plenty big. Hubby tried it on for me, and it seemed to look really nice on him, so I hope Mike enjoys it as well. So that was, yeah, a lot of fun to do, but again, because it was time sensitive, I wanted to make sure that I got it done, and I used size 10 needles for those. I used some straights. It was weird using straights again. I haven't used them in a long time. I've been so used to using my circulars, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and I'm really glad to be involved in that this year for Christmas. So let's see the other things that I was working on this week. I was also got a little bit done on the Bonbon shawl, and this is a pattern by Isabel at the Fluffy Fibers podcast. So this is her pattern here, and if you purchase this pattern, you'll also get a pattern for the larger shawl. This is the shawlette, and I also was updated with the larger shawl pattern as well. So it's coming along. Obviously every row it grows and grows, so it takes a little bit longer each row. This is a DPN holder by Pat at On the Dock Knits. So very cute with the birds on it. So I am using some Malabrigo Machita for the Bonbon in the Sherry colorway. It's really, really soft and very, very pretty. I love the purples and the pops of green and light blues. Very, very pretty. So I'm still working on her honeycomb section, but I do have a marker of where I was last time, so a little over an inch more, but because it's getting longer and longer, each row is getting longer and longer to complete, but it's really knitting up so very nicely. Love the lace sections. This is going to look so nice when it's blocked out, and it's very, very soft, so I'm looking forward to getting a little more done on that. Now that I finished the scarf, this will probably be my go-to kind of mindless knitting that I don't need to spend too much attention to the pattern on, unlike my next project that I've been working on, and that's my Roosevelt cardigan. And that's living in my other Silver Shed bag by Anne Brodie, and it's my biggest bag that I obviously need for my Roosevelt because it's growing. But again, this is a pattern by Amanda Schusker. It's one that I definitely need to spend a lot of time being very careful with the instructions to this. It's very, very detailed, especially the cabling in it. So I've shown my sleeves over and over. I'll just show you the body of the cardigan and what I've been working on this past week. I'm using Wensleydale Sheep Shop long wool in their teal colorway, and let's see, I am using US 6s or 4mm needles. So again, it's kind of large to see on camera, but I am making progress. I'm just looking for my progress keeper. There it is from the previous week. So you can see I've got a little more done. And what I did was now the pockets are attached at the top. I'll obviously have some sewing to do on the back at the end, but what I did just for now, just so I could show it easier, I just pinned it so that you can see those pockets a little bit easier. I hope you can see that. That side and the other side. So obviously it's a bottom up cardigan, and I've got about 12 inches done from the bottom cast on, and believe I have to go to about 18 inches before I start working on, I think it's the yoke for that. So yeah, it's coming along. I got some work done on this last night and then earlier today as well. So yeah, I'm pleased with how that's coming along. It's really starting to look like a cardigan. So very happy with that. So that is basically the projects that you've seen before that I got some work done on. One last project that I wanted to share with you was something I cast on, and that's basically all I've done so far this week. Again, it's in my other Anne Brodie Silver Shed Christmas bag with my polar bear fabric on it. And it's a scarf. It's going to be a gift at Christmas, but I'm not going to say for who. But I'm using some Ultra Alpaca Light, and I have some in, again, a teal, and I believe I'm going to use some of this ecru color as well, because I don't know if I have enough teal to finish off this project. It's a scarf. And it's a free pattern again on Ravelry called the Cirrus Scarf. And what drew me to this pattern was it was something that I've never tried before. It's a scarf that you knit widthwise rather than lengthwise. So you cast on a lot of, hope I got that right, you cast on a lot of stitches at the beginning. This one you start off with about 400 stitches, and so that's basically the whole length of the scarf, and you knit until I think about 7.5 inches, they said, or until I guess you've used up your yarn. So I'm using US number 8s with this, and I've only just cast on. I just started this, but I think this is going to be very interesting because you cast on this whole length of the scarf. Right now it looks kind of small just because it's all bunched up on the needles. The pattern is actually a linen stitch, and it looks very interesting. So hopefully next week I'll have a little more to show you so you can actually see what that linen stitch is going to look like. And it's the first time I've ever done a scarf or any item kind of sideways. So I'm looking forward to working on that as well. So that's what I've been busy with this week. As I say, between other life things, trying to get a few things done, knitting wise. So this week I received 2 packages in the mail that were knitting related, and I thought I would share them with you now. One of them is a custom order that I placed with Danny of the Little Bobbins Knits podcast. She is such a sweet person and makes wonderful sewing items, and I've seen her DPN holders for a while. I've wanted to order a few. What I wanted to do was get a whole bunch so I could just add one to a bunch of my project bags so that they would always be there. So I can, even though I don't use DPNs, I can put my circular needles in there and protect them, especially when I'm taking my work back and or taking my projects back and forth to work. So I thought I'd share those with you. And Danny is such a sweetheart. Not only did she send my order of 6 DPN holders, she sent one to give away on the podcast. So I'll show that one to you first. So what I thought I would do was, since we have a bunch of prizes already for the toy knit along, I thought I would keep this for a giveaway in the new year. So it was hard to choose between all the patterns. Now what she did was she asked me what kind of material I wanted for these DPN holders, and I said anything that had animals on them, animal prints. So she said, well, do you want to see them before I make them up or send them? I said, no, surprise me. So it was like a little early Christmas present when she had sent these over to me. So as I said, it was hard to choose between all the different prints, which one to give away. But this is the DPN holder that I chose. It is so sweet. It's got a bird flying over, looks like a wooded area with a little cabin and trees and everything. It's just so sweet. And Danny is such a sweetheart. She also sent with each one of the DPN holders a stitch marker. So one lucky winner will draw for this DPN holder in the new year. So thank you so much, Danny. Your work is so wonderful. And they have these little like popper attachments as well to close them up. Oh, and inside, so sweet. She's got her tag in there with little polka dot fabric in that one. So here are the 6 that I asked her to make me. The first one is a beautiful print. I've seen this before in her shop. It's of Little Red Riding Hood, and it's got a wolf on there and some trees and squirrels, flowers, so sweet. The next one is beautiful, beautiful birds. This one has a beautiful pink fabric inside, dusty pink that matches up perfectly. Let's see what's inside the Little Red Riding Hood one has brown and white polka dots inside that one. This one is so sweet. It's got little sayings on it, little bunnies, mushrooms, birds. It's just so cute. It says, bark, bark. The naughty red fox visits my garden. And it's got all kinds of wonderful sayings on it. And again, a nice matching inside. So I'm so looking forward to adding these to my bags. This one's got owls. Very cute, with the brown polka dots, brown and white polka dots. Very sweet. And foxes. I just love foxes. So I know this one's going to go in my fox bag that I already have. So sweet. Again, polka dots on the inside. She does such wonderful work, and I'm so thrilled to have something made by one of my favorite podcasters. This one's cats. So we know which one this one's going into. Yep, my cat bag. So very, very sweet. And oh, it's got oh, Danny, you're great. It's got paw prints on the inside fabric. So now, yay, I can finally use them. I didn't want to start using them until I showed them all to you. So again, Danny, thank you so much for making those up for me. I know it was a large order for you. I do appreciate it. She just recently moved, so I know she took a little bit of a hiatus in her shop from sewing because she was had quite a large move a few months ago. So I really do appreciate all of the holders that you made me. They're all wonderful, so adorable, and being so kind and generous to send one to give away on the podcast. So if you're not a member of the Ravelry group yet, make sure you become a member, because in the new year we'll have a giveaway for one of Little Bobbins DPN holders. So that was thrilling. So, and if you haven't already, make sure you check out her Etsy shop. She is updating it now, and I know she has some pencil holders, like pencil cases, and some other sewing that she's done. So it's really, really beautiful. So I'll make sure that I link her shop in my show notes. So make sure you check her out. The other package I got this week was probably the largest box of yarn I've ever ordered online. If you're a knitter, you may well know that Knit Picks brought back their Felici again, and of course I had to take advantage of the special reserve coming back and ordered a few new colorways that I didn't get the first time around. And some of them are new, so they weren't even offered before. And I think this is one of the new ones. This is called Tea Party. So I ordered 2 of each of these because they make enough for a pair of socks. So this is their special reserve Felici. And like I say, this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So each one is just 50 grams. So made sure to get at least 2 balls of each. So that's Tea Party. And these I think are going to make some cool socks. This is the rainbow colorway. And I'm going to love making up those ones. And I hadn't seen this one before, Surf's Up. So I don't know if it's one from previous offerings. I don't think I saw it last time, but I just love all the different shades of blue. I have some other blues in the Felici, but they're all more pastel, so I really love this dark blue that they have in the Surf's Up colorway. And of course the last one that I had to get, being a Doctor Who fan, is the Time Traveler. And if you're not a Doctor Who fan, this is reminiscent. It's not exact, but it's influenced by the Doctor Who scarf of many colors. I believe it was Doctor number 4. I haven't watched a lot of classic Who. So I had to make sure that I got 2 balls of the Time Traveler colorway. And as it stands, that one was the first one to sell out. So I'm so pleased that I was able to snag a couple of these. So I think these will make pretty cool socks. Or maybe even a small scarf. Maybe I'll do that. I'll have to see. Let's see what other people are knitting up with this. I know it's a big hit with all of the groups that are the Doctor Who groups on Ravelry. They were very excited that they brought the Time Traveler colorway back. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other people make with those as well. And while I was there, I thought I would also try out some of their undyed yarn so that I could build up some stock for when we start trying our hand at home dyeing for daughter and myself. I've already got some Cascade yarns because it was really good and cheap, but I thought I would try some other weights of yarn. So I got a couple of skeins of each of the Knit Picks Bear. And this first one is the merino lace weight. It's so soft, just beautiful. And it's huge. It's 880 yards on this, and obviously lace weight, but it's 100% merino. So I'm really looking forward to maybe trying dyeing up something that would make a wonderful lace shawl. So as I said, I got a couple of these, and it's called Bear. Knit Picks Bear. And the other one that I got is a little bit heavier, and it's the fingering weight, and it's called Imagination Bear. And again, so incredibly soft. I'm really looking forward to doing this. This one is 50% merino, 25% super fine alpaca, and 25% nylon. So this is going to be wonderful. It's 438 yards. So I got a couple of skeins of that as well. So yeah, as soon as I get that room finished setting up, I've got it almost done. I might pop in some pictures at the end here of what it looks like so far. I'll see. I have to take those pictures yet, so we'll see if I can do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying our hand at different bases and different yarns and seeing, you know, what the results are. So, and this was really very reasonably priced. So if these work out well, I know these are really, really soft, a lot softer than the Cascade. So These I will definitely wait until we're a little more comfortable with our dyeing. We'll start with a cheaper Cascade and then move up to maybe these. And then who knows, try something else another time. I know there's lots of different berry yarns that you can buy to dye with. So looking forward to experimentation. All I need is time. So I think that's all I have to share with you this week. So I hope you enjoyed your visit with me in my studio, and I hope you all have a good week, and I hope you'll return again next week to visit with me in my Victorian studio. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.